Alright, brothers and sisters, we're going to read the book of Job. We're going to read chapters 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. This is an eventful book, so we're going to read it. Let's get on to it. Character of Job. There was a man in the land of Uz whose name was Job, and that man was perfect and upright, and one that feared God, and eschewed evil. And there were born unto him 7 sons and 3 daughters. His substance also was 7,000 sheep, and 3,000 camels, and 500 yoke of oxen, and 500 she-asses, in a very great household, so that this man was the greatest of all the men of the east. And his sons went and feasted in their houses, every one his day, and sent and called for their 3 sisters to eat and to drink with them. The piety of Job and his household. And it was so, when the days of their feasting were gone about, that Job sent and sanctified them, and all rose up early in the morning and offered burnt offerings according to the number of them all. For Job said, "It may be my sons have sinned, and cursed God in their hearts." Thus did Job continually. Satan's theory. Now there was a day when the sons of God came to present themselves before the Lord, and Satan came also among them. And the Lord said unto Satan, "Whence comest thou?" Then Satan answered the Lord and said, "From going to and fro in the earth, and from walking up and down in it." And the Lord said unto Satan, "Hast thou considered my servant Job, that there is none like him in the earth, a perfect and an upright man, one that feareth God and escheweth evil?" Then Satan answered the Lord and said, "Doth Job not fear God for naught? Hast not thou made a hedge about him, and about his house, and about all that he hath on every side? Thou hast blessed the work of his hands, and his substance is increased in the land. But put forth thine hand now, and touch all that he hath, and he will curse thee to thy face." And the Lord said unto Satan, "Behold, all that he hath is in thy power, only upon himself put not forth thine hand." So Satan went forth from the presence of the Lord. And there was a day when his sons and his daughters were eating and drinking wine in their eldest brother's house. And there came a messenger unto Job, and said, "The oxen were plowing, and the asses feeding beside them. And the Sabaeans fell upon them, and took them away. Yea, they have slain the servants with the edge of the sword, and I only am escaped alone to tell thee." While he was yet speaking, there came also another, and said, "The fire of God is fallen from heaven, and hath burned up the sheep and the servants, and consumed them. And I only am escaped alone to tell thee." While he was yet speaking, there also came another, and said, "The Chaldeans made out 3 bands, and fell upon the camels, and have carried them away, yea, and slain the servants with the edge of the sword. And I only am escaped alone to tell thee." While he was yet speaking, there also came another, and said, "Thy sons and thy daughters were eating and drinking wine in the eldest brother's house, and behold, there came a great wind from the wilderness, and smote the 4 corners of the house, and it fell upon the young men, and they are dead. And I only am escaped alone to tell thee." And Job arose, and rent his mantle, and shaved his head, and fell down upon the ground and worshipped, and said, "Naked I come out of my mother's womb, and naked shall I return thither. The Lord gave, and the Lord hath taken away. Blessed be the name of the Lord." In all this Job sinned none, nor charged God foolishly. So chapter 1 is about Satan trying to challenge God to take away Job's precious belongings, and he does, but Satan believes that Job is going to turn away from him, but we will see if that's the case or not soon. Okay, chapter 2, Job's family, property, and health God. Again, there was a day when the sons of God came to present themselves before the Lord, and Satan came also among them to present himself before the Lord. And the Lord said unto Satan, From whence comest thou? And Satan answered to the Lord and said, From going to and fro in the earth, and from walking up and down in it. And the Lord said unto Satan, Hast thou considered my servant Job, that there is none like him in the earth? A perfect and an upright man, one that feareth God and escheweth evil. And still he holdeth fast his integrity, although thou movest me against him to destroy him without cause. And Satan answered the Lord and said, Skin for skin, yeah, all that a man hath will he give for his life. But put forth thine hand now, and touch his bone and his flesh, and he will curse thee to thy face. And the Lord said unto Satan, Behold, he is in thine hand, but save his life. So Satan went Satan forth from the presence of the Lord, and smote Job with sore boils from the sole of his foot unto his crown. And he took him a potsherd, to scrape himself withal, and he sat down among the ashes. Job and his wife. Then said his wife unto him, Dost thou still retain thine integrity? Curse God and die. But he said unto her, Thou speakest as one of the foolish women speaketh. What? Shall we receive good at the hand of God? And shall we not receive evil? And all this did not Job sin with his lips. Oh, sorry, Adam. God bless you. I forgot to put in all messages. Welcome in the book of Ayub. Yep, there's Job right there. Said hi. I'm sorry, I had to put in the all messages filter, but there he is. Sorry. Job and his 3 friends. Now when Job's 3 friends heard of all this evil that was come upon him, they came every one from his own place. Eliphaz the Temanite, and Bildad the Shuhite, and Zophar the Naamanite, for they had made an appointment together to come to mourn with him and to comfort him. And when they lifted up their eyes afar off and knew him not, they lifted up their voice and wept. And they rent every one his mantle and sprinkled dust upon their heads toward heaven. So they sat down with him upon the ground 7 days and 7 nights, and none spake a word unto him, for they saw that his grief was very great. It's all good. Driving? Not right now. We're at the airport. This is what the airport looks like. And this is me. United Airlines. Alright, so Job, so Satan challenges God even further and tries to get him, and he does get him to cause his health to diminish. So he tests God, tests Job even further, and Job still withholds his faith. Sheesh, yeah. We're here, and it's gonna be a 2-hour ride from takeoff to the airport. So yeah, hopefully it's a safe ride and efficient ride as well, but most importantly, safe ride. Okay, chapter 3. Job tells of his misery and despair. After this opened Job his mouth and cursed his day. And Job spake and said, Let the day perish wherein I was born, and the night in which it was said, There is a man child conceived. Let that day be darkness. Let not God regard it from above, and neither let the light shine upon it. Let darkness and the shadow of death stain it. Let a cloud dwell upon it. let the blackness of the day terrify it. As for the night, let darkness seize upon it. Let it not be joined unto the days of the year. Let it not come into the number of the months. Lo, let that night be solitary. Let no joyful voice come therein. Let them curse it that curse the day, who are ready to rise up the warning. And let the stars of the twilight thereof be dark. Let it look for light, but have none. Neither let it see the dawning of the day, because it shut not up the doors of my mother's womb, nor hid sorrow from mine eyes. Why died I not from the womb? Why did I not give up from the ghost when I came out of the belly? Why did the knees prevent me, or why did the breast that I should suck? For now should I have lain still and been quiet. I should have slept, then had I been at rest. When with kings and counselors of the earth which build desolate places for themselves, or with princes that had gold, or filled their houses with silver, or as a hidden untimely birth that I have not been, as infants which never saw light. There the wicked cease, or as a hidden untimely birth that I have not been, as infant. Okay, I lost myself. With with princes that had gold, or who filled their houses with silver, or as a hidden untimely birth I had not been, as infants which never saw light. Then the wicked cease from troubling, and there the weary be at rest. Then the prisoners rest together, they hear not the voice of the oppressor. The small and the great are there, and the servant is free from his master. Wherefore is light given to him that is in mystery, and life unto the bitter in soul, which long for death, but it cometh not, and dig for it more than of hid treasures, which rejoice exceedingly and are glad when they can find the grave. Why is light given to a man whose way is hid, and whom God hath hedged in? For my sighing cometh before I eat, and my roarings are poured out like the waters. For the thing which I greatly feared is come upon me, and that which I was afraid of is come unto me. I was done in safety, neither had I rest, neither was I quiet, yet trouble came. So, summary of chapter 3. Job recounts his misery, his sorrow that he has, his wish to be slain or to not be born, it looks like. And then Discourse of Eliphaz is chapter 4. Then Eliphaz the Temanite answered and said, If we essay to commune with thee, wilt thou be grieved? But who can withhold himself from speaking? Behold, thou hast instructed many, and thou hast strengthened the weak hands. Thy words have unholden him that was falling, and thou hast strengthened the feeble knees. But now it is come upon thee, and thou faintest, and toucheth thee, and thou art troubled. Is not this thy fear, thy confidence, thy hope, and the uprightness of thy ways? Remember, I pray thee, whoever perished being innocent, or where were the righteous cut off? Even as I have been, that they plow iniquity and sow wickedness, reap the same. By the blast of God they perish, and by the breath of his nostrils are they consumed. The roaring of the lion and the voice of the fierce lion and the teeth of the young lions are broken. The old lion perisheth for lack of prey, and the stout lion's whelps are scattered abroad. Now a thing was secretly brought to me, and my knee received a little thereof. Are you excited for Mexico? Um, yes. And part of me is like anxious for the airplane to arrive. Whenever I'm in the airplane, I'm just, anxious to arrive on to the next airport. So yeah. Yeah, you could say I'm excited. Although right now I'm restless. I was washing clothes and stuff. And yeah. In thoughts from the visions of the night when deep sleep falleth on men, fear came upon me, and trembling, which made all my bones to shake. Then a spirit passed before the face, the hair of my flesh stood up. It stood still, but I could not discern the form thereof. An image was before mine eyes. There was silence, and I heard a voice saying, Shall mortal man be more than just than God? More just than God? Shall a man be more pure than his maker? Indeed. Mm. Behold, he put no trust in his servants, and his angels he charged with folly. How much less in them hath that dwell in houses of clay, whose foundation is in the dust, which are crushed before the moth. They are destroyed from morning to evening. They perish forever without any regard in it. Doth not their excellency which is in them go away? They die, even without wisdom. So, Eliphaz, or whatever his name is counting to Job all that has happened. The Lord hears his prayers, and he knows what he's going through. And it's basically a call to keep the faith. All right, chapter 5. Discourse continued. Call now, if there be any that will answer thee, and to which of the saints wilt thou turn? For wrath killeth the foolish man, and envy slayeth the silly one. I have seen the foolish talking too, taken root, but suddenly I curse his habitation. His children are far from safety, and they are crushed in the gates. Neither is there any to deliver them. Whose harvest 100 eateth up, and taketh even out of the thorns, and the robber swalloweth up from the service. Although affliction cometh not forth of the dust, neither doth trouble spring out of the ground. Yet man is born unto trouble, as the sparks fly upward. I would seek unto God, and unto God would I commit my cause, which doeth great things and unsearchable, marvelous things without number, who giveth rain upon the earth, and sendeth waters upon the fields, to set up on high those that be low, that those which mourn may be exalted to safety. He disappointeth the devices of the crafty, so that their hands cannot perform their enterprise. John Lovell. Jesus does see all. The good Lord Jesus is all over your business, sniffing out every book and cranny of your vile, sinful little body. Praise his holy name. Amen. Amen, John. God bless you. Welcome in. He taketh the wise in their own craftiness, and the counsel of the froward is carried headlong. They meet with darkness in the daytime, and grope in the noonday as in the night. But he saveth the poor from the sword, from their mouth, and from the hand of the mighty. So the poor hath hope, and iniquity stoppeth their mouth. Behold, happy is the man who God correcteth. Therefore despise not thou the chastening of the Almighty, for he maketh sore and bindeth up. He woundeth, and his hands make whole. He shall deliver thee in 6 troubles. Yea, in 7 there shall no evil touch thee. In famine he shall redeem thee from death, and in war from the power of the sword. Thou shalt be hid from the scourge of the tongue, neither shalt thou be afraid of destruction when it cometh. At destruction and famine thou shalt laugh, neither shalt thou be afraid of the beasts of the earth. For thou shalt be in league with the stones of the field, and the beasts of the field shall be at peace with thee. And thou shalt know that thy tabernacle shall be in peace, and thou shalt visit in thy habitation, and shalt not sin. Thou shalt know also that thy seed shall be great, and thine offspring as the grass of the earth. Thou shalt come to thy grave in a full age, like as a shock of corn cometh in his season. Lo this, we have searched it, and so it is. Hear it, and know thou it for thy good. The word of the Lord. Thanks be to God. Summary of chapter 5. The discourse continued. It basically recounts, don't fear, for the Lord is with you. That's all you need to know. Okay, if you want to be more detailed, it just says that whatever is taken away will be replaced. For example, the offspring that he lost, he will be given even greater. And every property he lost will be given back to him, and it will be greater than he would ever imagine, as long as he keeps the faith. So that is the book of Job, chapters 1 through 5. Alright, folks, that is it for the daily verse for the Holy Bible. It is 11:21. Good reading. Thank you, Adam. The book of Job, it's one of the books that I recognize the most, since the books where Moses is given the commandments, and especially where Moses parts the Red Sea. Genesis, Exodus. Those first two books are among the most, how do we call it? The most referenced. Said hi. Welcome back, Adam. Alright, so. Yeah, folks. Here I am at Bush Intercontinental Airport in Houston. So once we, hold on. So we're gonna board in about 30-something minutes, 36 minutes. And then we're going to part ways at 12:43. Yeah, I have to cut the voice to the mic for just a moment. I'll be right back. I have people around me, that's why. Also, I need to make sure I don't capture the copyright music that's playing there. So yeah, we're back. I'm gonna see if there's some sort of port that allows me to charge my phone so I can stay online for a little longer. Alright, but we are here, back in my seat. Ya terminé de leer. ¿Qué pasó? Cartera, aquí está. Aquí lo traigo.
Oye, quiero comprar. Tú traes tu tarjeta, ¿verdad?
Sí.
Es que no sé si la mía tiene.
¿Qué vas a comprar?
Agua.
¿Agua?
Vamos.
Vamos.
¿La receta de agua?
Sí. Actually, we're gonna go buy some water, and but we'll still be here online, and let's see. Okay.
डॉक्टर के पास तो कोई मशीन नहीं है वहाँ पे करने की ना वो करती है क्योंकि वो करती है
All right. So here's the waters they have at the airport. We got this one. It might cost like $8 though. I will warn y'all. Actually, I don't even know. Let's see. Does it say here? I don't think it says how much. I don't know. We'll have to see. We'll have to see. Oh, here's the waters. $4.29. Avitas. Or path water. Oops. I knocked off the thermometer. ¿Qué más?
¿Qué son? Aceitunas.
Olive.
Calamara oliva.
Kalamata olives.
Fruta seca.
Yeah. Alright, here's some sandwiches that you could buy at the airport. Nothing other than just your typical, what do you call it? Your typical, convenience store food. Oh, sorry. Agua. There's some Canada Dry here. Sí, sí, ya, listo.
Sí, ya todo.
Okay. Okay. No. Alright. We're gonna go pay for this. Hold on, Oaks.
Por eso pierde las cosas. A ver, agarra el teléfono. ¿No tienen bolsa?
No, sí. ¿Qué más? Oh, esto. Hold on. Ten. for sure. For sure. And,
Right now, it's like I'm rushing because I don't have time. It's like, yeah, they want a lot, but the problem is I got to sit. I don't even want to do the food, but get rid of it. Yeah. Just do it.
Okay. Okay.
No pueden pensar que no pagaste. ¿No? ¿No lo sí?
No. Here we are. Alright, folks. Take care. I'll see y'all when I'm in Mexico. And go in peace. And seek the love of the Lord.